There was a morning when a man, about 71 years old, I'll call him David, sat on the edge of his bed for 15 minutes. Not because he was sleepy, nor because of aches and pains, but because his legs no longer had the strength to stand up right away like they used to. Everything still worked, heart, brain, lungs, but the strength in his arms and legs was quietly slipping away day by day. The scariest part here isn't the pain, but the feeling of gradually weakening, slowing down, with no control over it. And the worst thing, no one really tells you why this happens. They just say, it's old age. But what if I told you that muscle loss after 60 isn't inevitable? It's the result of things you're not doing every night. What then? That's right. Your body isn't weakening just because of time. It's also because of a lack of proper recovery during sleep. And in today's video, I'll share with you 5 gentle, easy-to-digest foods that can help your body fight muscle loss, restore strength, all while you're sleeping. Each one comes with a real story, and the last one might surprise you because just a small spoonful holds a secret power few people share. Before we dive into that list, I want to ask you something. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling like you just walked a mile in your sleep? Share that feeling in the comments below. Who knows? Your story might inspire someone else going through the same thing. All right, now let's step into this gentle journey together, where sleep becomes the secret gym for old age. And the first food comes from a sweet, small fruit, but it holds the power to soothe tired muscles after a lifetime of work. Kiwi, nature's melatonin plus anti-inflammatory fruit. Do you remember the last time you slept through the night without tossing and turning, without waking up in the middle? When was it? A woman I once met, I'll call her Helen, asked me that during a short conversation at a community health seminar. She smiled gently but with a hint of hesitation. I don't really remember. Maybe 15 years ago, she said. Helen was 72. She didn't have chronic pain, nor did she take many medications. But every morning when she woke up, she felt empty of energy. Her legs grew weaker. Her hands moved slower when holding things. Her body still functioned, but it wasn't agile anymore. She once thought it was just a part of getting old, until we tried something small. The answer came from a kiwi. It might sound surprising because kiwi is something you usually see in desserts, fruit salads, or summer juices. But behind that thin, fuzzy skin, kiwi contains a miraculous compound that many people buy in pill form, melatonin. Melatonin is the body's natural sleep clock. It's the gentle signal it sends to the brain. Time to rest, time to heal. In a study in Taiwan, adults with chronic insomnia were asked to eat 2 kiwis every night for 4 weeks. The results were truly remarkable. They fell asleep nearly 40% faster. People slept more deeply and woke up feeling noticeably less tired. Not only that, kiwi also contains vitamin C, E, and powerful antioxidants that soothe inflamed muscle tissues, the silent culprit behind that stiff, achy, or heavy feeling in the morning. Especially after 60, mild inflammation becomes a constant companion, whether you exercise or not. A small lesson from Helen. After 2 weeks of eating kiwi every night an hour before bed, Helen started to feel a difference. It wasn't a dramatic change, but she said, for the first time in years, I felt like my legs weren't wooden in the morning anymore. Deep sleep doesn't just rest the mind, it's the golden time for the body to recover, rebuild muscles, and balance hormones. But for that to happen, you need to send the right signals to your body. And sometimes that signal comes from a ripe kiwi in your hand. Best way to use it? Choose 2 ripe kiwis, peel them, and eat slowly about 60 minutes before bed. You can eat while reading a book or listening to soft music. Turn it into a gentle ritual. If you have diabetes, don't worry. Kiwi has a low glycemic index, won't spike your glucose. And if you have a sensitive stomach, try eating it after a few almonds to neutralize its natural acidity. Kiwi is a gentle starter way to tell your body, you've done enough today, now it's time to rest. But what if you don't just want to sleep well? You also want your body to start rebuilding strength while you sleep. That's when protein steps up. And there's a breakfast food that's very familiar. But if eaten at the right time before bed, it becomes a silent builder for your muscles. We'll explore that next. 2. Eggs before bed? Yes, here's why they're a game changer after 60. Many people think eggs are for breakfast with coffee, toast, or a classic American breakfast. But did you know, if you eat an egg at night, just one, it can become a natural recovery dose for muscles weakening with age? It might sound counterintuitive, right? Yet, it's incredibly true, especially after 60. Why are eggs so special? Eggs are one of the few natural foods that contain complete protein, meaning they provide all 9 essential amino acids the body needs to build and repair muscle tissue. And among them, one stands out, leucine. This isn't just any amino acid. Leucine is the trigger switch for muscle regeneration. If you think your body needs a clear message to start rebuilding strength, then leucine is the sign that says start building. A large egg contains about 6 g of protein and 500-600 milliliters of leucine, just enough to kickstart the recovery process while you sleep. And here's the interesting part. People over 60 often need more leucine to activate this process compared to younger individuals. A story from a woman named Joan. I met Joan at a community health consultation in Wisconsin. She was 68, very cheerful, very funny, but her legs always trembled slightly when she stood up. I don't feel any pain, she laughed. It's just, every morning I feel like a melting candle, soft and wobbly. When I reviewed her diet, I noticed she often skipped dinner or just ate light vegetables. Nothing wrong with that, but it lacked what her body needed to recover: protein. We tried a small change. Joan started eating one soft-boiled egg about 45 minutes before bed every night for 2 weeks. And after that, I don't know if it's the eggs, she said, but I found it much easier to stand up. No longer feels like my legs aren't mine. Not just protein, but also vitamin D and choline. Eggs don't just build muscle, they also improve coordination and even enhance memory. 1. Vitamin D. Many older adults lack this due to less sun exposure. It's not just good for bones, it also boosts muscle strength and control. Choline. An essential nutrient for the brain and nervous system, helping signals reach muscles more smoothly. You see, one small egg contains more than you think. Simple and effective way to use it. One soft-boiled egg or lightly steamed, eaten 30-60 minutes before bed. Avoid frying with butter or adding too much salt, because at night your body needs gentleness. If it's hard to digest, eat it with a small slice of whole grain bread to neutralize it. It's not about eating more to get stronger. It's about eating right at the right time, giving your body what it desperately needs without you even knowing. The material to heal itself while you sleep. One egg, seemingly simple, but when eaten the right way, at the right time, becomes a silent companion to senior health. You've got kiwi to ease you into sleep. You've got eggs to wake up your muscles. But what about those sudden leg cramps at 3 a.m.? You know that feeling of waking up because your calf muscles tighten like stone? That could be a reminder that your body's missing something important. And sometimes the answer lies in a tiny handful of greenish seeds. Let's explore that next. 3. Pumpkin seeds, the tiny sleep pill you never knew you needed. Harold was a man in his 70s. He used to be a gardener. with strong hands and shoulders that once carried bags of soil effortlessly. Now he lives in a small house next to a park, still loves nature, still tends to his backyard. But every morning when he wakes up, Harold feels like his body hasn't rested at all. I sleep 7, 8 hours, but when I get up, my legs are still stiff, my back still tense. It's like I slept without relaxing at all. He didn't know that he was missing something crucial that his body needs every night to truly let go. The answer? A handful of pumpkin seeds. It might sound simple, but pumpkin seeds are a tiny nutritional treasure that many older adults overlook. They contain one of the most important minerals for sleep and muscles, magnesium. Magnesium acts like the relax switch for the nervous system. When it's lacking, muscles don't fully shut off during sleep, leading to stiffness, cramps, or that tired feeling despite resting all night. Not just magnesium, but a miracle duo. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, a special amino acid. Tryptophan is the raw material the body uses to produce serotonin, the happiness hormone, and then melatonin, the sleep hormone. And the miracle is, when tryptophan combines with magnesium, it creates a deep relaxation effect, both mentally and muscularly. Deeper sleep, better recovery. Back to Harold. I just suggested he try adding one small thing at night. 1-2 tablespoons of unsalted pumpkin seeds, eaten about 30 minutes before bed. No cooking, no preparation. Just eat slowly like a gentle habit. 2 weeks later, Harold met me with a smile. I no longer wake up to leg cramps, and strangely, I feel like I sleep much more peacefully. They may be small seeds, but their effect is anything but small. How to use pumpkin seeds before bed. Ideal portion, 1 to 2 tablespoons, about 15-30 degree. Best, eat raw or lightly roasted without salt. Can be eaten alone or sprinkled on 1 or 2 cups of plain Greek yogurt for added recovery benefits. Especially suitable for people, with high blood pressure, rich in potassium, magnesium, low in sodium, who have trouble sleeping or get muscle fatigue at night. Small note, pumpkin seeds are calorie-dense, so use in moderation. Avoid eating a whole bag like a daytime snack. Sleep isn't just about hours, it's about quality. And sometimes the body's inability to recover isn't because you did something major wrong, but because it's missing something so small you don't even notice. A handful of seeds, small, humble, could be the key to a truly restful night. So now we have kiwi to help you drift into sleep, eggs to kickstart muscle regeneration, and pumpkin seeds to deeply relax your body at night. But there's one more thing: not sweet, not crunchy, not colorful. In fact, it feels a bit old-fashioned and has been forgotten in modern meals. But behind that simplicity lies a miraculous protein capable of nourishing your muscles for 7-8 hours of sleep, slowly, steadily. And that's why so many people are returning to cottage cheese, a food once thought to belong only to the previous generation. 4. Cottage cheese, the underrated protein powerhouse for overnight healing. If you grew up in a rural American town in the 50s or 60s, cottage cheese might have been a familiar part of simple meals, often paired with cucumber slices, peaches, or thin tomato wedges. As time passed, many old-fashioned foods were replaced by faster, more convenient options, and cottage cheese gradually disappeared from many people's menus. Yet your body, especially after 60, needs this food more than ever. Why is cottage cheese so special? Unlike most other proteins, cottage cheese contains a type of protein called casein, famous for its slow-digesting properties. That means when you eat a bit of cottage cheese before bed, your body receives a steady stream of amino acids for hours while you sleep. Instead of burning fast like whey protein after a workout, Casein nourishes your muscles silently in the dark right when your body is in its peak regeneration state. That's why many professional athletes and increasingly older adults consider cottage cheese the midnight meal of strength. The body after 60 not just needing protein, but sustained protein. After 60, the rate of muscle protein synthesis declines, meaning you need quality and proper absorption time, not just quantity. Cottage cheese not only meets that need, but also offers additional benefits. White are rich in leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle building. Low in carbs won't spike blood sugar, suitable for diabetics or prediabetics. Can be chosen in low-fat, low-sodium versions for those managing cholesterol and blood pressure. Martha, 76, lives alone in a small apartment next to the city library. She's still sharp, reading every day, but recently started struggling to climb stairs or get up from a chair. I don't hurt, but I feel like I've lost the force I once had. I just want to feel stable again, she said. We tried something very simple: 3 to 4 tablespoons of low-fat cottage cheese every night, eaten about 30 minutes before bed. 3 weeks later, she wrote to me, "I didn't expect anything big, but every morning I find it easier to stand up. No need to grip, no need to pause like before. It seems my body got what it needed, something I didn't know it was missing for so long." How to use cottage cheese at night. Portion, about 1-3-1-2 cup, 80-100 gram is enough. Best choice, 1% fat, low sodium version. Can be paired with, a few banana slices or kiwi, boost melatonin plus flavor. A sprinkle of ground flax seeds or almonds, adds healthy fats. If you're not used to the texture of cottage cheese, try mixing it with a little cinnamon or natural vanilla to enhance flavor and aid digestion. You don't always need to exercise more to get healthier. Sometimes you just need to nourish your body the right way at the right time. A few spoonfuls of cottage cheese, quiet, unpretentious, but silently helping your muscles get soothed all night. Now you have kiwi to start deep sleep, eggs to kickstart muscle regeneration, pumpkin seeds to relax your muscles, and cottage cheese to nourish your strength all night long. But how do you combine it all in an easy, memorable way without turning your evenings into a complex nutrition class? In the final part, I'll share a simple 7-day plan, gentle, easy, but capable of changing how you step out of bed each morning. 5. How to build your bedtime muscle ritual, a simple weekly plan. A while back, I received an email from a woman named Carol, 66, living in Oregon. She wrote, "I love the foods you've shared, but how do I avoid feeling overwhelmed? How do I turn it into a habit, not just another thing to remember every night?" I understand that question, and I believe many people are thinking like Carol. The truth is, we don't need to do it all every day. What matters more is doing one small thing kindly and consistently. So what is a bedtime muscle ritual? It's not a complicated eating plan. No strict schedules. No need to weigh every gram of protein. It's simply choose one healthy, gentle food for the evening. Eat it with attention and love for your body. Repeat it every night as a reminder. I'm recovering, I'm coming back. A gentle week, a memorable rhythm. Here's a sample 7-day plan I shared with Carol and now with you. Day food main benefit. Monday, 2nd, green kiwis naturally boost melatonin, supports deep sleep. Tuesday, Warren soft-boiled egg provides leucine and complete protein, regenerates muscles. Wednesday, 1 TBSP unsalted pumpkin seeds, magnesium plus tryptophan, relaxes muscles and nerves. Thursday, 1 to 3 cup low-fat cottage cheese, slow digesting casein, nourishes muscles all night. Friday, kiwi plus 5 almonds, combines antioxidants and healthy fats for sleep. Saturday egg plus one slice, whole grain bread, protein, slow carbs, stabilizes blood sugar and builds muscle. Sunday cottage cheese plus banana slice, casein plus potassium supports nerves and prevents cramps. 3 weeks later, Carol wrote back, she didn't talk about measurements, weight, or muscle gain. She talked about this. I no longer worry about slipping my hand off the stair railing in the morning. I feel stronger, more alert. Like every night is a time my body is silently rebuilding itself. And then she added, what I love most is the feeling of no pressure. I'm not chasing anything. I'm just taking care of myself one night at a time. Small lesson. Strength isn't in perfection, it's in gentle consistency. You don't need to eat all 7 foods, 7 days. You can pick 3 and rotate them. You can simplify it further depending on your health, mood, or budget. What matters isn't what you eat. It's that you listen to your body, then respond with a specific action every night. Now you know each food, each reason, each story, and a gentle plan to start. So the final question is, are you ready to give yourself, your body, your mind, a chance to recover tonight? Maybe just a kiwi, a spoonful of cottage cheese, or a few seeds in the palm of your hand. No need to change your life. Just start with one kind, small, consistent act. And tomorrow morning, when you step out of bed, your body will thank you in a way you can feel. 6. Cottage cheese, the underrated protein, powerhouse for overnight healing. There was a food that was once common in every American kitchen a few decades ago. Simple, unpretentious, and jokingly called old people's food. That's cottage cheese, fresh cheese with a soft texture, a mild flavor, and a profound effect few still remember. But if you're over 60 and want to nourish your body while you sleep, cottage cheese is a silent but steadfast gift. Why is cottage cheese so special? Unlike fast-absorbing proteins like eggs or lean meat, cottage cheese contains a protein called casein, a slow-digesting, stable protein. In other words, when you eat cottage cheese before bed, it provides a small but steady stream of amino acids for 6-8 hours. And that's exactly when your body regenerates, repairs, and rebuilds tired muscles from the day. No rush, no explosion, just a silent, steady flow of recovery, like breathing. Alice, a 75-year-old woman from Vermont, every time I asked her what bothered her most during the day, she gave the same answer. The morning. That moment I wake up and can't step out of bed right away. I need to sit for a bit. My legs feel like they're no longer connected to the rest of me. Alice ate healthily, walked every morning, but her dinners were very light, just a few apple slices or salty crackers. We added one small change, 2 to 3 tablespoons of low-fat cottage cheese, eaten about 30 minutes before bed. After 10 days, she said something I'll never forget. This morning, I stepped out of bed without needing to hold on to anything. It's like my legs remembered how to work again. One food, many benefits. Not only does cottage cheese have casein, but it also contains leucine, the amino acid that flips the switch for muscle building. Plus, very low in carbohydrates, suitable for those with blood sugar issues, can be chosen in low-sodium, low-fat versions, safe for high blood pressure and heart health. Easy to pair with fruit, nuts, or even a dash of cinnamon to soften the flavor. Effective ways to use it. Portion, 1-3-1-2 cup of low-fat cottage cheese. Timing, 30 minutes before bed. The suggested pairings. With a few ripe banana slices. Rich in potassium, supports nerves. With chopped kiwi, boosts melatonin. Or simply eat it alone. One small spoonful at a time in silence. Small lesson, sometimes what you need isn't to try harder, but to rest better. Cottage cheese isn't magic. It won't make you young again overnight. But like a soft blanket, it wraps around your body, nourishes your muscles while you sleep without even knowing. A few spoonfuls one night, but each morning becomes easier. So now you have kiwi to lead you into deep sleep, eggs to kickstart muscle regeneration, pumpkin seeds to soothe your muscles, cottage cheese to silently nourish your inner strength. Each one simple, easy to find, no complicated recipes needed. And now the bigger question, how do you combine it all into a nightly rhythm, gentle yet effective? In the next part, the final leg of this journey, I'll help you build a simple 7-day plan to start tonight. 7. How to build your bedtime muscle ritual, a simple weekly plan. I want to tell you about Walter, a former truck driver from Michigan. Walter, 72, used to travel thousands of miles a year, but now just hopes to step out of bed each morning without feeling like he's carrying his whole body. He didn't like the gym, didn't follow a diet, didn't use supplements, but he tried one small thing. Each night, he picked one of the 4 foods we've explored together, ate it slowly, quietly, like a thank you to his body for serving him all these years. After 1 month, he wrote, "I don't feel young again, but I feel present again. Present with strength, present with stability, and present with the belief that I'm still recovering." A gentle plan for 7 days. You don't need to do it all. You don't need to memorize complicated steps. Just a rhythm repeated to remind your body that you still care, still walk alongside it. Day food benefit. Monday 2 green kiwis boosts melatonin, deep sleep. Tuesday worst soft-boiled egg provides leucine, regenerates muscles. Wednesday 1 TBSP pumpkin seeds relaxes muscles, adds magnesium. Thursday cottage cheese nourishes muscles steadily all night. Friday kiwi plus almonds reduces inflammation, supports nerves. Saturday egg plus whole grain bread stabilizes blood sugar, builds muscle. Sunday cottage cheese plus banana casein plus potassium, full recovery. Make it a ritual. Think of this as a nighttime ritual for yourself, not just to live, but to thrive. Each spoonful is a reminder, I'm recovering. Each fruit bite is a nod to yourself. I'm still trying, gently. Each deep sleep is a moment your body feels, I'm not abandoned. If you've ever woken up feeling weak, unsteady, out of breath, try this starting tonight. Not for perfection, not for dramatic change, just because you deserve to feel steady when you step out of bed in the morning. Which one will you start with first? Leave a comment. I read every line. Your story might be what someone needs to hear right now. And if this video has given you a spark of hope, a useful tip, share it with someone you love. Because it's never too late to become strong again. One night at a time.